Hello, everybody. My name is Retro Soul 86. Time for an update. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these. Allergies. It's been a while since I've done this, and I thought it's time to catch up. So recently I hurt myself. I have a weird condition. I don't know what it's called. I never looked it up. Where my knee will pop out of its socket and like shift over, shift back, and pop back in at the same time, like within a second. It's not fun. You feel your bones crackling. Not a good time. I haven't had it happen in like 7 years, something like that. So I'm like, think about it. So it happened a few days ago. I had to take an extra day off of work because of it. Fun. There's a spider up there. Sorry. Let's see. It's gonna be coming fall, which is very cool. I love fall. Fall is my favorite time of the year. We were even gonna decorate with Halloween decorations this week, and I never got around to it just because well, injured. I mean, I could shout orders and directions like, hey, put this over there, but I want to help. You know what I mean? I should be fine within a week. It usually just, the knee will be in the same place, it's fine. But it'll swell up, and this time it swelled up quite a bit. To the point where the next day, which luckily I had the 2 days off for Wednesdays and Thursdays, so luckily, because I only had like two and a half hours of sleep that night, and that was fun. I was up since like we went to bed around. We usually go to bed around 1 a.m. and I woke up I couldn't fall back asleep after like 4:30. So I'm like, oh, screw it. I guess I'm up. I had to ask a friend today to take my wife to work because they work at the same time, because I didn't think I was going to be able to do much. I might have been passable today. Maybe. I mean, I can walk on it now, but not for super long. So, I mean, I work for Walmart, so they're not the best when it comes to giving a crap. I mean, they have quotas and stuff, I understand. But if I can't hack it tomorrow, I will point out. And that's fine. I can always find another job, and my health is more important. And wife and I have already talked about that the last couple days, so if I can't hack it, I'll hand on my vest and say, I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. Because it's taking a rather rough tone on my body compared to what I used to be able to do. Granted, I can still outpace every 18 to 23-year-old, which is sad, but I'm almost 40. But yeah. Anywho, I'll let you guys know if that ends up changing. Because if that ends up changing, I'll either be finding like a part-time job just to supplement what money my wife makes, or be a house husband, which I've done before. I've done that once before, when we were doing foster care. I was a house husband, and I kept that house clean as a whistle. As you saw, the Labrador's here. Hey, Bubba. I just noticed. On to the gaming portion. Welcome to the gaming portion of the video. So right now, let me see if I can bring this up while I'm at, because this is just a casual conversation with you guys, letting you guys know what is going on. I never logged into YouTube on this one, did I? Oopsies. Un momento, por favor. Pretty sure it's Hotmail. Oh, right. No. I know the password. There we go. As key created, which is awesome. All right, so let's go to YouTube Studio here. Oh, holy crap. I've got 280 subscribers now. Holy freaking crap. Jesus, my videos are getting a lot more views than they used to, and I am so thrilled. This makes me just gush with excitement. And I mean, it's going a long way from getting maybe 1 or 2 views down up to 27, see 28, 45, 27, 69. Nice views. You guys are loving all these games I've been playing. Zelda 2, Command & Conquer Generals, Medal of Honor Frontline right now, Dark Souls 2 Magic Only just started. We just finished Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. That was a fun game. I enjoyed that game. Sounds weird. I'm a bit of a masochist in games sometimes. Because it's a lot like a Souls game. Medal of Honor Frontline, that was just an incredible World War II game. I love them way more than Call of Duty's. It's just my thing. So that's what's coming out right now. Scroll. Scroll. Alright, so let's see what's coming up next, because right now it's the 19th of September. Okay, so right now it's Dark Souls 2 Magic Only, which is we're actually really oddly fun. Dark Souls 2's spells are, there's a lot of them that are different, but there are a lot that are the same. And it was the last one of the series that kept with the amounts of casts are tied with how many of that spell you have, as well as I think attunement changed how many, because you could gain a few more uses each if you upped your attunement. Hey, wrong pipe. Where did my vape go? There it is. Medal of Honor Frontline, and then after Medal of Honor Frontline and Dark Souls 2, just have to go to the next page for that. All right, and after, let's see, after Medal of Honor Frontline, which will be in December, we start up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Back from the Sewers. Now, that was the very first video game I ever owned. The very first on Nintendo Game Boy. My dad would know this because he got me the Game Boy. I can't remember if it was 1991 or 1992. And it was that one. And then I think the next one I got was, I want to say Super Mario Land. And I beat that when I was 13. That one took me a while. It was a hard game. But I first beat that game when I was 38 years old. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. So I gave up for the longest time, because it was a really hard game. I got to the last level and there was this, he was like the first of like the mid-game or mid-level bosses. and he would just trounce me. And I was sitting on my bed, and I think I was sick. This was back in May, and I just decided, what the heck, I'm gonna give it another shot. Just play through, see how far I can get. And I beat it. I was like, what? I've never seen this part of the game. Have I gotten further than I've ever gotten? And I beat it. Legit beat it. And you're gonna see me beat it again. It was so much fun. And right after Dark Souls 2 Magic Only, it goes into Dark Souls 3 Magic Only. Now, keep in mind, this has been months since I finished 2 is when I started doing 3. So things may be a little different around me. Because at one point I had moved the desk into the bedroom, and then I moved back. But Dark Souls 3 Magic Only, well, that was actually quite a bit of fun. I beat bosses I'd never beat before. We even did we actually did the DLC this time. We didn't do it for 2 because Magic is just terrible in the DLCs, in my opinion. 3, it wasn't that bad. I did use a soul modification tool to give me an infinite number of souls just to level up, because, and I explained this in the video, I don't have a lot of spare time. Now, in terms of games like Final Fantasy or like another RPG, I would be down to do it because you get items all the time to sell and get money, buy better equipment, yada yada. Dark Souls 3 really doesn't have that too much, because once items are purchased, there's not a lot of them that are infinite, especially in terms of like healing items or status items. There's pretty much a finite amount unless you go out and farm, which is a pain. So I did do Soul Gifter to do that, just to get to about where I was going to grind at the time. So like I said in the videos, if you don't like that, you can go for leave a comment, you can downvote it. It's up to you. But I only did it because I don't have a lot of spare time on my hands. I really only have 2 days a week where I can really record or do anything that I kind of want to do. So it is what it is. All right, so after those, because I think Turtles is only like 6 videos. Yeah. After that, on the 21st of January, you'll see me play through the 2 levels that are the Atari 2600 version of Donkey Kong. I had actually played through it to just get all the achievements, 100%ed the achievements for Atari's 2600 of Donkey Kong. It was actually quite a bit of fun. The old school sounds of the Atari, man. Ooh. They don't make them like that no more. They don't. There's just something magical about the sounds and music of older games that just, ooh, so much better, so much more well composed. Nowadays, they all sound like rock concerts. But after that, starting on January 28th, is a game that I used to play with my grandfather, and I absolutely loved it. I never beat it because I got to the very end and I guessed the wrong person. I am in fact talking about Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego 1996 for Windows 3.1 or 95. Now, I played this in a virtual machine when I was running Linux for a time. I did eventually go back to Windows just because it's so close to being perfect. If it could run all like the old Windows games and stuff without any issue, be fine. I had an issue trying to get that working because it was through a program called VileBox. Now, if Lutris can run VileBox perfectly, I'd stay there forever. As well as my Affinity Photo, but Vazai is an interesting Linux distro. I liked it for this ability, but you can't install System Wine, which is a Windows program wrapper, translation layer essentially. And I had to use a virtual box to get this to work, and it was a havoc trying to get it to do anything with the mouse. I finally got it working, and it was a pain. I did it all in one day because all the videos were maybe like 5 to 10. They're maybe like, I think some of the longest ones are like 13 minutes long. They're small. They're very short. But I finally beat it, and it's about 39 episodes. It was going to be 40, but one of them did not it's not record, but render correctly. It goofed up for some reason and only included the intro, so I don't know. It was a weird thing. But there's 40 episodes of that. And that starts, what, say January 28th. And it will stop on October 28th, 2026. So that's going to be your Wednesday content from pretty much most of the year in 2026 is going to be Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. And it's a blast. I am having so much fun. I had so much fun with it. I seem a little aggravated at the end, but that's just because I'm like, you play games for 8 hours straight at near 40 and you're just like, But yeah, and I just finished recording as of tonight the very first Hexen Heretic game. Now, if you don't know what Heretic is, basically think of Doom, the original Doom, but with magic creatures or magical demons creatures, and you're using magical weapons instead of guns. Your magic wand that you start off with is the pistol, crossbow is the shotgun, dragon's talon is your machine gun. It's basically that. And it was actually a lot of fun. Now, it includes the DLC because I'm playing the new remaster, but I thought to just do the very first 3 chapters as, you know, the base Hexen game, and then come back and do another series on the last 2 chapters, because that's the Shadows of the Serpent Rider deal, basically expansion, not the main game. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and make that its own series at some point. I'm going to take a break from it and decide what I'm going to record next, because I kind of need a break from it. I recorded 2 whole chapters today, and that's about 16 levels, so I'm a little burnt on it right at the moment, to be honest with you. So yeah, I just need a bit of a break from it, to be honest. So I'm hoping to get something different, because I've done 2 PC games in a row, so I'm excluding all of my Steam and all of my Windows, basically any PC based game. Although I did just download, because it's on Abandonware, so it's free. You know, there's nobody holding the rights to it anymore. Heretic 2, because I don't think anybody ever owned the rights to it, because Abandonware will show you if it's, you know, the rights are owned by somebody and where you can go buy it. So that's really cool, that if you want the game, you can still go find it wherever you need to find it. But let's see, I have weird names for my hard drives. Ramza Alpha, Ramza Beta, Ramza Delta. I'm weird. I'm just a strange guy, but it's fun. Alien Virus, Arctic Baron, Arc of Time, Jurassic Park on DOS, Lamborghini American Challenge. I played Lamborghini even when I was we moved to Indiana from Illinois. And it's a really fun game. I never got that far in it, so it might be a short series just on what I can do. Jurassic Park, I got pretty decently far for being like 4 or 5 years old, I think. I want to say it was like 5, maybe 4 to somewhere in the age range of 4 to 6. But I got that, and dude, it's so good. It's so good. I played on the easiest difficulty, so you never fought the raptors in the one I did. So I'm not sure, but I've got so many different consoles, guys. You guys have seriously no idea. For Hamza Alpha, I've got Tarn 2600, 5200, 7800, Atari Jaguar, Lynx, Philips CDI, which I'm really tempted to do some of the bad Zelda games or Hotel Mario, but I'm holding off doing those until I push past this block I have for not A Link to the Past. I've already done that one. Link's Awakening on Game Boy. Game Boy Color. I had it on Game Boy Color. Because me and my buddy Aaron, we got to the end of it. The last, I was like, it was the 8th dungeon, and the battery had run out for the game save, and it erased. We were pissed because it was very rough. N64, got Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, GameCube. There's not so many GameCubes because I have most of them on PS2 as well. I'd rather play them on PS2. But yeah, the good GameCube games. DS, NES, Super Nintendo, Virtual Boy. That should be fun at some point. Panasonic 3DO. I'm looking for that. I don't have that many games for the 3DO, I don't think. But some of them sound really fun, like Virtuoso, Way of the Warrior. I've heard it's got a really good portable Wolfenstein 3D. PS1, Sega 32X, Sega CD, Game Gear, Genesis, TurboGrafx 16. I don't know that much about, but I'm willing to try them. I have Ocarina of Time randomized, and I have a Super Nintendo original version or 1.0 version of Link to the Past. I can randomize to and randomize that. That would be fun. That's the one I was planning to do after Into the Timeline, right after the Game Boy one, because it's the next one on the line. And then comes the CD ones and N64, which I already have. Like I said, the randomized one because I've already done a series on it before. So I have a lot of choices to do. I'm gonna round up about 10 of them, and 10 good choices, and spin a wheel. See what happens. But like I said, I'll let you guys know about the job thing. If I can't handle it with my knee anymore, I will just drop out. I mean, it's not fair to the team that I'm sitting there struggling, taking up a spot that somebody else could, fill and be better or be competent in. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. I know this is a bit of a longer video than my usual ones, but there's a lot to catch up on because I really haven't done much in the way of updating for a long time. But I'm just gonna keep making content. And like I said, if I end up losing this job for a little while, I'll be live streaming until I find. Or if we can somehow make it work with just one person working, I can be a good house husband. Tidy up the place, make it look real nice. Take one room a day like I used to. And that was in a much bigger house, so this should be a lot easier now. But yeah. I'll see how it goes. And like I said, if anything different happens, I'll make another video, catch up with you guys on. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.